Yo, how's it going, guys? How are we all doing? Today's video, I want to go and talk about some of my favorite 3v3 teams that I've had from my last seasons. Some of it I've actually learned not too long ago from my people I've talked with in Discords and whatnot, and just some that I've kind of come up with off the top of my head that I want to show with you and share with you today. And before we go into that, I just wanted to share my first relegate that I got, and this was on Master Luke. He's going to be great, I think, in 3v3 because of his extra mastery stats. Critical avoidance, protection, and resistance. He's going to be pretty good. A lot more tanky, especially where I have him planned to be used, and we'll go into that in a little bit. But definitely, I would probably, if I wasn't 3v3, I probably would have gone with Vader. But I'm going to stick it with Master Luke for this one. I'm going to be able to get more relicates in the future, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. I don't want to overthink my first one. So that's that. Let's go into some 3v3. I can't talk right now. But, gosh dang it, I got some fun videos to share with you today. I have some counters I want to show from previous 3v3 seasons. And to help you out a little bit, just a little bit. I don't want to have this be too long of a video, but it might be. So, first things first, GLs. The Emperor. I don't have him on my account, but he can solo so many things in 3v3. It is crazy. It's so crazy. He's awesome. Keep him for offense always. Period. That's him. And then we got some Kylos. He can solo some Master Lukes depending on who you have to fight. And to show that, I will share with you one that I was able to beat not too long ago. Let me go swap over here. This is one that I think is actually one of my favorite counters because it allows for you to save some more stuff on offense. So here we go. This is a Kylo soloing a Jedi Master Luke on defense. This is one that a lot of people thought when it was first out that was impossible to kill back in 3v3 when this was first out with Master Luke. But yeah, you can definitely solo this with your Kylo. All you gotta do in this one is just build up your ultimate charge. Use ultimate to kill Watt, and whenever you can possibly get your AoE from your special in, do that. Kill off Watt, and then go for Bastila Fallen, and you're going to be so good. It's so fun of a counter. This one does take a bit of a long time, but at the end of the day, it's going to be a solo, and you're going to be just fine. It wastes for them. You're wasting on defense a Watt, which is pretty huge, and a Master Luke, which is a GL. So, like, I would take this any day of the week, guys. Any day of the week. So this is a pretty long one, so let's speed this one up. Kill Watt there. We kill Bastila in a little bit. Let's see. We gotta worry about his taunt. His taunt's so annoying. Gosh dang it, Luke. He's always so annoying, this Luke. That's why I want to get him Relic 8, guys. I think he's gonna be so great. So great. There goes Bastila. And now, look at this. We just auto this from the rest. And we just get our Siphon going, our Mastery going, everything's going here, man. It's so fun. Gosh, I love this Kylo. And another couple hits and he's done for. Boom. Down goes Mr. Luke. So that's one use of him if you want to. You don't have to if you don't want to, but I would definitely use that if I were you. It's a good team, guys. You can also, if you want to on offense, to kill Rey or a mirror match, you can use a Hermit Yoda and Watt. That's always a good play. Or if you want to, maybe like mirror match one, or depending on the comp of the Rey, you can use like a different team with Hux and Thrawn, or Hux and a GBA to absorb some of the whirlwinds. There are lots of different things you can do. On the defense side of things, though, a pretty annoying Kylo team that I fought previously is one that is with Daka and Zombie, or one that is with Malik and Hux. There's a lot of different ones in there that can be pretty annoying to fight, and they pull some pretty hefty teams, and that's them. Next up here on our list is the Rey. Rey, this is the best team, I'd say, on offense for sure. Just because this can beat the Kylos, it can beat the mirror match Reys, especially the Rey, Han, and Chewie teams that seem to be pretty impossible. But with this lineup, it can beat it with ease. And you get full banners. So this is with Hermit Yoda and Bastila. One thing to note here with Hermit Yoda, if you have a Rey and you plan on using Rey at all, always have them be best friends. Do not let them go different paths in your GAC with 3v3. Always keep them together. They are so great together because Hermit Yoda fuels Rey's whirlwinds a bit more. She has him stay, or Hermit Yoda rather has her stay alive longer with extra heals. And then, of course, you have Bastila here if you want to use that counter to kill Rey's and the Rey-Han Chewie for the ability blocks on some of those guys. It's such a great team, guys, especially though just the Hermit Yoda and Rey. It's so great. On defense, you can still do the same thing with keeping Hermit Yoda there, but I think you would, for the most part in threes, always save Rey for offense unless you're fighting an opponent that doesn't have many GLs and you have to maybe, not you don't have to, but you can probably set your own round defense to make it a bit easier of a win for your round. But like me, I always fight at least 2 to 3 GLs. I like to save Rey for offense, and that's what I do. So that's her, Rey. I have some videos if you guys want to show and share rather, and see just how Rey does, in this team. It's so great of a counter. So that's her. Next up here is Master Luke. We kind of just saw Master Luke with Bastila lead, and I can't use that because I'm going to be using her with the Rey. So who else I want to use here? I want to use a Jedi for sure. And I was thinking about using not gas, but my own Master Luke lead with gas underneath him like I did previously. But I do think this team's a bit stronger, especially with the Watt tech. And this is pulling Watt Zambor, I know, but I still think at the end of the day, this will be better for me. So this is with JKL lead. This one has just some more Heroes Arise. He lowers the speed if they're not a GL, and you get some more damage from crit chance and crit damage, which is definitely great. And most importantly, you have his stun, and you have his huge hit with Jedi's Will, granting to another Jedi ally. So it's so great, guys. This team will be a lot better to kill, or a lot better on defense, rather, than the Bastila lead one. You can still probably kill it. I think I've actually seen people kill it with Kylos, but you have to have a full-on team there, and you can't just solo it because Luke's there, right? It's a great team, though. So, that's all the GLs I want to talk about. I want to go into some more stuff here. So here we go. This is what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about some more non-GL teams here, starting with Darth Revan's, and we're going to go into this team just briefly, why I think it's still a great team, but we're going to show some counters to this team because it's a pretty annoying team still. So this team is probably the best non-GL team in the game still, the full-on trio with Darth Revan, BSF, and Malak. You have to have them all three here. It is so dumb when I see people use EP lead with BSF and Malak. You are wasting one of the best teams on defense in GAC for 3v3. It is such a waste, guys. So nothing too crazy about this. You have BSF CBM, you have Malak with his, whole taunts. He inflicts fear, he's just harder to kill, right? And then you have Darth Revan with his ferocity, he gives out his more fears, his double tap, all that sort of stuff. So he's super annoying, right? Well, there's a lot of things you can do here to stop and kill and counter this team. So a couple of them I want to show here. First one being this one with JKL. This is a pretty fun one. I test this out myself. I was not able to quite win because of how the enemy team was modded, but you can still win at the end of the day. Give out tank tech to Old Ben first, then give out weapon tech, and then you get the Heroes Arise, and you just get some big old hits here with your Luke. A lot more counterattacks as well because he has the Jedi's Will. And, it's a fun one. I gotta say, that this is one that is from Clash. Clash tested this one out a while ago back in the old 3v3 season, but it's gonna still be a great freaking team to use still to this day if you want to use it on offense. You don't have to if you don't want to because, honestly, in my opinion, there's a bit of a better one. And this is the one I would say is a bit better, which is with Vader. Vader and Thrawn, and with the Preton as well. This is one from Fatal, otherwise known as the Playbook. And this is one that I love a lot, and it makes it just a lot easier to kill Vaders. This is or kill Darth Revan's with Vader. It is so easy to use this team. All you gotta do, get some Force Crush going off the bat, more dots to kill Darth Revan off the bat, just to ensure you kill him, right? Make sure he does not stay alive. You have to have him die, right? And then go over to BSF. No crits, unfortunately, but we're okay still. This whole team is just off of Vader being Vader, He just kills them all, makes them a lot easier. Right here, we want to team swap with Crew, so we get that Tom back, and there we go. You could definitely use L3. You can use a Short Trooper if you wanted to. Any Pretons. You need a Preton here to absorb that AoE fear from Darth Revan, and once you do that, you are just fine. So, it's a great and fun team. If you have it, it played out a bit better, you can get close to max banners as well. But, at the end of the day, you want to be able to kill always in your GAC. You'll always want to have the option to kill a Darth Revan team because they're going to be very, very common for most people to set on defense because of just how good they are on defense, in general. So that's that. And now we got some more defenses here. This is with the OG Finn and Bros team. It's a great team. One thing to make it just a little bit harder is to just mod your Finn as fast as he can be. The faster he is, the harder this is to counter. It really is, because I've lost some to this team just the faster he is that I've used in my other teams and counters I used beforehand that usually do work, but once the Finn's really, really fast, it just doesn't work at all. So that's that pretty common team. You always see it. There's a reason why you always say it, because it's pretty strong still to this day. I've actually seen some gases lose to it as well, so it's pretty strong, guys. Actually, a counter to that I like a lot is right down here with Shock T clones. And this is from Black Mamba that I remember him telling me about last season in 3v3. With Shock T, Rex, and Arc, you pretty much have these two going pretty quickly before the Finn. But if the Finn does go first, like it has happened before, you're going to lose. But if you outspeed the Finn, you're going to be just fine here. The Arc's turret does a lot of damage to Finn. You kill him off pretty quickly in the battle, and you're just fine for the win. But that's that. Next up here is OG Poe with the Vets. It's a lot of AoEs happening here. It is great for banner loss, and some people might even lose to it. You never know. A lot of banner loss on this team, and in general, in all these other teams I'm going to show you guys, AoEs are going to be your favorite friend on defense. They're going to do so many great things for you, countering, maybe stopping some counters to some teams, or just pulling banners as is. You know, AoEs are going to be great at doing that. So that's that. This is not a defensive team, but it's a great offensive team, which is with Dengar, Mando, and Grief. This can allegedly kill Grievouses if you have it modded properly with having everybody go pretty fast. But mainly you just have the Grief's assist, Mando's assist, and Dengar going all before Grievous goes, and then you get the contract off with Dengar's lead, which is pretty easy to get. And then afterwards, you annihilate him, and you're just good to go. Also, I've used this before, not versus Grievouses, but also versus some easier teams as well. You get some nice banners as well. I think this was Robert from my Discord who mentioned that to me, which is a great team. And you don't need Mando for the boss in the Fets, so this is a great use for them. So that's that. And then we got Grievous with B2 and Magna Guard. I'm not using B1 here because I have a different use for B1 here down below. Pretty much just having a lot more AoEs here between Magna, B2, and Grievous. And I want to ensure the banner loss, guys. That's what I want to do here. So that's pretty much it here. Nothing too crazy. Just Grievous being Grievous. And then we got Newt here with B1 and GBA. GBA can be used here. You cannot if you don't want to. You don't have to. You can use a different person like Sunfeck if you want to. Definitely a great taunt as well there. But Newt here with the B1 can heal up any Separatist ally. So if anybody gets low health or low protection, just hit them up with a heal, and you're just fine. I prefer GBA here because you get a bit more durability in the team, but it's going to be a great one, and I really would like to see this one hold for me in the new season. So that's that. And then next up here, we got normal. It's not a Karth lead because I hate Karth. You guys know this. I hate Karth, especially in threes. Karth lead is a really bad lead, especially with a lot more Relic 7 Kylo. OG Kylo's being, brought to the table with the other Kylo Ren requirements for the GL Kylo. So what you want to do here is don't set Karth lead. Set somebody else who can inflict ability blocks. And in the Old Republic faction, there are two. One is Bass LaShawn, but we can't use her because we're using her with Rey. So we're stuck with T3M4. He actually inflicts ability block on his basic, and you can't resist it if they have target lock. So it's pretty great to see. You get some more guaranteed ability blocks on the field to stop the OG Kylo from soloing you to death, and it's great to see. This team is literally, to be honest with you guys, literally just a throw-in to stop OG Kylos and force something else. Keep more for offense, pretty much is how I like to think of that one. So not a great team, but it stops the solo, and that's pretty good, right? And then next one up here we got, it's the Night Sisters. So this one is nothing crazy at all. Nothing at all. But this one has always given me some good holds in the past. I recently just got my Zombie to Relic 5, so this would probably do even better for me. And it's just such a simple team. You have some more plagues, a lot more revives. Daka with her being pretty tanky and healthy. A lot more revives, more stuns here, and more plagues. Plagues are pretty huge here as well, guys. So this is a scary team on defense. It consistently gets me holds, consistently. So that's that one. Also down below here we have the very old school but pretty good still Old Ben lead with Spirit, and you can toss in a zombie like we just used from above, or you can use Droideka, or if you wanted to you can use Watt. I prefer Droideka because of my splits right now. Pretty much so much evasion, so much extra turn meter from whenever you do evade. There's evasion built in with his lead. There's evasion with Droideka's unique, and there's Foresight with Spirit. So a lot more turn meter and turn meter reduction. A lot of great stuff here, guys. It's pretty simple and standard, right? Next up here we have the First Order. This is mainly just to keep, for me at least, Hux and a Preton being first order Stormtrooper on offense with my GL Kylo. So what I did instead was just set my crew on defense with these two. We have an AoE from Sith Trooper. We have some more big hits from Executioner with some TM. This should get some good banner knocking off of the opponents and just get some more easier, I mean, maybe even easier holds, maybe just some easier battles as a whole in my whole GAC rounds because of just the banner loss, like we like to see always. So that's that. And then we have Shock T clones again. Nothing crazy. We just talked about that one, right? And we also have the Thrawn Vader one. This is a great one. Any pre-taunt to kill the Darth Revan's is great. Or if you want to use this versus non-Darth Revan's, you can also use that versus other teams. It's a great freaking team, guys. I cannot explain to you how great Vader is in threes. You can solo so many things. You can use EP Vader to solo bugs, maybe some Mon Mothmas, you know, a lot of different stuff in the game. So that's a great team. And now we got some bounty hunters here. Actually, you can kill if the people don't set BSF with Darth Revan. You can use the bounty hunters here to kill that team, which is a lot of fun. It's really fun to see, actually. And if you don't have to fight that team, well, this can beat Geos. It can beat Night Sisters, Mon Mothma teams, and a lot of different other stuff as well. These guys are no joke. They can hit like a truck, especially with relics, guys. They're so good. And then we got Traya Scion. They can do so many easy stuff for you, killing Geos, Mon Mothmas, other such teams. If you want to toss in Nihilus here, you can beat some more timeout teams, you know, some more defense teams that you might see. It's a great team as well. You know, these guys are great with relics. They're nothing to mess around with. Even on defense, these guys are going to be pretty good and pretty hard to kill. So that's them. Next up here, we have some more splits with the GR. These are going to be on offense and then defense. So first things first is my offense. I have not really noticed me needing at least a GK for offense in killing teams with my Padmes in 3v3. I usually end up using Padme versus like a first order team. And in that team, I don't need to have a GK there. He is not needed. And instead of what I'm going to do here is I'm going to set a GK with Barriss. And I know I have Ki-Adi-Mundi here, which not many people have, but you can also use Ahsoka Tano here. But this is just more of a defensive team with GK, and the Padme is more for offense. I don't need GK for Padme whatsoever right now in threes at least. So instead I'm going to use him on the defense with his lead, more assists, a lot more tankiness with the defense and the health from the lead, and then just some more attacks here. I have Cam here. You don't have to have Cam, but you can also use Ahsoka. She's great as well. She has more team healing specials as well. It's a great, guys. It's a pretty great team. And then we got JKR. This is my Jedi split. We already have some of the GK into Padmes and whatnot with Jedi. And then we have the JKL and the JML with on defense. And we have Bastila and Hermit Yoda being used with Rey. So this is the next best team I have. JKR, Jolie, and GMY. It's great to use to kill Grievouses, Padmes, nearly everything else. I mean, a lot of different uses you can get out of this team. I would stick with using this team more on offense, though, because you get more banners. That's what I'd use it for sure. Nothing too crazy. I've used this before. And then we have some more Geos. If you want to use Geos on defense, this is my biggest tip here. Don't use Sunfac. Don't use Sunfac at all. Keep with using Spy and Soldier because you want those more debuffs. You want the tenacity down from Spy, or from rather Soldier's basic. It's a must. Do not use Sunfac. Don't use Poggle here. You got to stick with these three guys. That's going to be the best defensive team for the Geos. If you want to use one on offense, you can probably still use the same thing or maybe tweak it around for that Soldier and use somebody else. But you for sure want GBA and Spy being together for sure on the Geo team. And then we have some Nest. Nest is a hard one for me to say where you want to use her the best. Right now, you know, people use her all over the place. So honestly, guys, you can use her wherever. You can use her with a Newt Gunray lead with some Seps, some Dooku, maybe even some Night Sisters with Talzin. You could use her on offense to solo a lot of stuff as well. A lot of people like to set that Poggle with B1 and B2 team, and guess what? Nest can solo that, as well as Ewoks and even some Trooper teams, I think, as well. So it's hard for me to say where Nest can be used at, so just keep her and use her wherever you want. Anywhere, guys. She's going to be great. So that's her. Next up here is some Thrawn, Nihilus, and a Preton. You can use Shore, you can use L3, you can use a GBA, you can use a crew, you can use anybody you want, honestly. But this team is great at killing Padmes with the TM swap between Thrawn and Nihilus. You can also use this versus some timeout heavy teams, like that GK and Barriss one we just mentioned earlier. Or you can probably, you know, just use them in different teams. You know, you don't have to use this whole team, you know, but it's going to be great to use if you would like to, and you have that option to use it. And then we have a gas team which is with my 501st. Just keep that whole 501st, that unique Zeta with gas, making sure you can counterattack and get more crit chance. It's pretty important. So this team is probably going to go, for me at least, more on defense. I could also, if I needed to, and I'm fighting more of a difficult opponent, save him for offense to solo some more stuff and make sure I get that full clear. Otherwise, I'm probably going to set him on defense because this can be a pretty annoying team as well. You just want to have that full 501st being on defense or on offense to make sure you get that extra unique going for your gas. I think it's on this one. The chosen one? Nope, it's Hero with No Fear. This is the one. All 501st you have to have for that extra counter chance and crit chance. So got to have the full 501st, guys. And then we got a few more here to talk about, guys, before we're done. We got JTR. We could definitely use 3PO here, but we're saving 3PO for a different team we'll talk about later. This is a great team, though. BB-8 with R2. This can be a lot of stuff in the game. It's definitely a great one. If you want to toss this on defense, make sure you have this Zeta on Virtuous Protector. I got this recently. Get it, guys. It'll make it so much harder to kill on defense. So much more dispelling of the debuffs. She can use more of her specials and just tank a lot more hits. So great, guys. So great. We talked about this a little bit and showed this counter to Darth Revan's earlier. This one is Mon Mothma. You could use Wigs if you have Wedge and Biggs, but I like to use Scout and Kara. Those are my favorite ones to use. You have a lot more turn meter reduction and turn meter gain, and you just have a bit more taunting here with Kara and her being a tank as well. She's great. Nothing too crazy there. And then we have some more fun here with the Rebels. This is one I used previously with Chupio, CLS, and 3PO. Nothing too crazy, just a little bit more exposes and a bit more damage output from Chupio being there. You could also use Chupio up here with Mon Mothma if you wanted to. Then we got Troopers. I did not know the best Trooper split, so I just went with Veer's lead with Piet, and you could probably toss in any third you wanted to. You can probably toss out Stark, toss in range, Death, or anybody else to that extent. I don't know. I just know that you want Piet there because of the Emperor's Trap, and you want Veers for his lead. So anybody else is going to be great there as well. Troopers are just not the greatest in 3v3, though. Gotta say, not the greatest. So since we use CLS in here, we're going to be having to use Han and Chewie in some other teams. So gotta save another Rebel lead here, guys, just so you can kind of get some more of those bonuses. Lando gives out some more speed and crit damage. You could also use Kira if you wanted to. You could also use this Leia with her having a pretty good lead with some more crit chance, tenacity, and a bit more foresight and TM and whatnot with the Rebels. So not bad at all. Not bad whatsoever. And she's actually pretty good in threes. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to toss her in my lead as well. I like her a bit more than Lando. So that's them. You could even use the Rey, Han, Chewie if you want to toss out on defense and be a bit of a douchebag. You know, you can definitely do that. But I don't want to. I like to have some more fun with my counters. So I'm going to save them on offense for some more fun. This is my last one, though. I want to show. This is one I did a while ago. I think this is from Blade Baka and him countering some teams and testing some JMLs in defense. This is with Thrawn, with CLS and 3PO. This can counter some JMLs. Probably not the Jedi Knight Luke's one with all of his Heroes Arise, Jedi Will, and his stun, but more with the Bass LaShawn teams. But for those ones, you can solo with Kylo, so this team's not as important, but definitely a great one to use. Usually, if you're going to be splitting up your Han and Chewie, definitely want to have, I would say at least, CLS with 3PO. Those are great ways to use them, guys. So 25 minutes in my video, that is probably all the teams I want to talk about. Let's see the characters I did not use. So I did not use EP here. I'm saving Hux for the other teams, right? And we have Wampa. So in these other ones, you could definitely, if you want to, you can use EP with Vader, because we use Vader with Thrawn. But if you need to use Vader with EP, you can definitely use that. That's what we have him saved here, right? We have OG Kylo to solo, some other easy teams. We have, of course, Hux and this Stormtrooper to save with our other Kylo on offense. If we don't need to, well, then we can save and set him on defense, right? And then Wampa can solo some pretty good teams like Rebels, like Phoenix if you have to fight Phoenix. Holdo can be pretty good with Reyes on defense if you want to use that. Asajj is one I still don't know where to use the best. Probably in some team with Separatists with Dooku. So probably just want to use Dooku with Asajj and maybe some other like a Sun Fac there. That'd be pretty good. That's not that best of a that good. that good of a team, but it's still a pretty decent, I guess, team that could pull something. You have some more AoEs there with all those different characters and some more stuns. It's not the worst. And then, of course, we have some more guys here, some more rebels. You can definitely use Wedge on offense if you guys needed to. And I think, that's about it. We just have some more. Oh, I hate Karth. Get out of here, Karth. Gosh dang, I hate him. But that's about it, guys. I don't think there's any other teams I can talk about that are pretty strong or good at all. You can go for some Ewoks, but just know that's probably going to get an easy, whatever the max banners is in 3v3, just going to get full banners there. So probably don't want to go for that. But yeah, you want to save some of these other guys if you want some easier cleanups as well, like the SWGoH. But guys, that is probably going to do it for me today. If you have any more 3v3 teams that you think I might have missed talking about and showing, let me know down below, because these ones are ones that have been so consistent for me in the past, getting some easier wins, easier holds. Like, all I've been trying to say here, guys, in 3v3, even in GAC in general, is have AoEs in your team. Get the banner loss. The banner loss on defense is what you want to go for. Don't go into a grand arena hoping for holds. You want to hope for banner loss. That's the thing you want to do. You got to have that banner loss, guys. That's how you win these rounds, and that's how you pull and force some stronger counters to the table, just to make it easier for your offensive capabilities of what you might have to use. So, guys, like I said, if you have any more teams that you think I might have missed out on, let me know down below in the comments, or join up in the Discord. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts down below. But yeah, that'll probably do it for me today. If you have any more videos you would like me to cover on the game, maybe some more 3v3 stuff, just let me know down below. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and until next time, I will see you all later. Peace out, and have a good one.